Thursday, June 9th, The Dreams of Pharaoh. Read Genesis 40, 1-41, and 36. How are the dreams of Pharaoh related to the dreams of the officers? What is the significance of this parallel? In the providential character of the events continues. Over time, Joseph is put in charge of the prisoners, two of whom happen to be former officers of Pharaoh, a butler and a baker. They are both troubled by dreams that they cannot understand, because there is no interpreter. Joseph, then, interprets their respective dreams. In a parallel to the two officers' dreams, Pharaoh also has two dreams, which no one can interpret. At that moment, the butler providentially remembers Joseph and recommends him to Pharaoh. In a parallel to the other dreams, Pharaoh, like the officers, is troubled and, like them, reveals his dream, and Joseph interprets them. Like the officers' dreams, Pharaoh's dreams display parallels of symbols. The two series of 7 cows, fat and gaunt, just as the two series of heads of grain, plump and thin, represent two series of years, one good and one bad. The 7 cows parallel the 7 heads of grain, repeating the same message and evidence of their divine origin, just like Joseph's dream. Though Joseph is the one who interpreted the dream for Pharaoh, Joseph makes certain that Pharaoh knows that it was God, Elohim, who showed the king the things that he, God, was going to do. It seems, too, that Pharaoh got the message because when he decided to appoint someone to be over the land, his argument was as follows. Inasmuch as God has shown you all this, there is no one as discerning and wise as you. You shall be over my house, and all my people shall be ruled according to your word. Genesis 41:39-40. How fascinating. Thanks to God, Joseph goes from ruler of Potiphar's house to ruler over the prison to ruler over all of Egypt. What a powerful story about how, even amid what looks like terrible circumstances, God's providences are revealed. How can we learn to trust God and cling to His promises when events don't appear providential at all, and indeed, God seems silent? From the book Patriarchs and Prophets, page 222, it says, From the dungeon Joseph was exalted to be ruler over all the land of Egypt. It was a position of high honor, yet it was beset with difficulty and peril. But Joseph's character bore the test alike of adversity and prosperity. The same fidelity to God was manifest when he stood in the palace of the pharaohs as when he in a prisoner's cell. He was still a stranger in a heathen land, separated from his kindred, the worshippers of God, but he fully believed that the divine hand had directed his steps, and in constant reliance upon God, he faithfully discharged the duties of his position. Through Joseph, the attention of the king and great men of Egypt was directed to the true God. In Manuscripts 85, August 22, 1906, it says, In Christian experience, the Lord permits trials of various kinds to call men and women to a higher order of living and to a more sanctified service. Without these trials, there would be a continual falling away from the likeness of Christ, and men would become imbued with a spirit of fanciful human philosophy which would lead them to unite with Satan's followers. Men and women in positions of trust are to be instrumentalities in the hands of God for promoting His glory. God bless.